Hello everybody, this is Michael and I am clocking in. Today technically is Monday. I was supposed to shoot this a couple hours ago, but I studied and I worked out and then I took a nap, and then it was at that time it was a little too late, but I want to make this video before I leave, clock out for the night. And so yeah, this video is going to be me talking about a bunch of stuff in my observations in this journey, and then some things that I noticed that might help somebody out. I don't know. If anything, it's going to help me out, right? I'm studying for the CPA exam, and I'm just studying right now. I'm studying for financial accounting and reporting, and that is very difficult. And it's not difficult in a sense. It's just a lot of information that it's a lot of information that you could easily forget. I can say that a lot of information that you can easily forget. I'm trying to break it down at a conceptual level instead of memorizing a bunch of shit. It's going to for sure help me doing test day. And other than that, so far so good. So I've been doing that. So, and then I've been reading all types of stupid shit on the internet. I swear to God, I'm scrolling through Facebook all the time, and all this dumb shit just pops up out of nowhere. I've been really big on the Facebook Shorts, and it's just these random ass videos about stupid shit. I don't know. I'm still working at Graybar right now. I'm 5 months into that. The sales and operations at Graybar, and that's going good. Graybar is a good company. I keep telling people that it's pretty much one of the fairest companies I have ever been at in my entire life as regard to what they pay their employees. So, or maybe I just missed that overall, because just at the middle management level, man, the pay is not that much of a difference, but I guess that's just the level that everybody has to go through. And as far as the Abilene office, the location, it's a very distinct location based off of the fact that we are in West Texas and it's a small city. I think it has 24 million people in the city, but that's not a small town, right? That's a big difference between a small town and a small city. Like, small town would be like Air Force Base or some shit, or I don't know, Edwards, California. That's like that's just like a desert. That's a small town, right? It's pretty much the town around the military base, pretty much. That's a small town. Like, literally, it's a town, it has its own zip code. This is more so a small city, and depending on where you go in the city, it depends on the type of people that you have, because you have people who are more they live more on the outskirts of Abilene, right? They live in more of a ranch setting, a more rural area outside of the cities. So they, have more of a ranch style way of life, right? And you go up near ACU, you kind of more of a regular millennial vibe, kind of, per se. You have more, I don't know, what you would call modern day shopping. You have more regular people. Like, you're not going to really see people walking around near the ACU area wearing boots and cowboy hats. You're not going to see that, right? You're going to really only see that in like much the outskirts Abilene. Like, I just so happen to be at Graybar Abilene, which is pretty much run by a bunch of individuals that just so happen to have more of a rancher way of life, like have more of a rural life. I'm gonna get into that in a second, which is not a bad thing, and they're for sure good people, so I don't have no complaints. It's very net. When they say Graybar itself is relationship driven, like that more so in the small city, right? Where if you get, let me put it this way. So Abilene is, like I just said, Abilene is a small city, but you got a lot of small town people here. Abilene isn't really a big city like that. It isn't a big city, but it's not a small city. It has 4 high schools, right? and about 4 colleges, but you have a lot of small town people that live in Abilene, right? So they call it a small town, and they keep it a small town. And let me tell you why they keep it a small town, because they keep a tight knit group of individuals, right? That's just kind of I noticed. And if you keep around a lot of tight knit individuals, it's gonna be like you're in a small town. Shit, I'm gonna be in fucking Dallas. Like, you got a bunch of people in Dallas. If you be in Dallas, Texas, man, and if you're a small town individual in Dallas, Texas, or you could be a small town individual in San Diego, you can be a small town individual in fucking Seattle. A lot of times it's a way of life, and their reception is what's really attractive, in a sense that, okay, you be a small town person anywhere in the fucking world. The whole idea is that you keep a close-knit group of individuals, and you only bring people in if someone knows somebody, or they're part of your family, or somebody of a family of somebody else's. And, I come from a small business. I worked in small business accounting for 3 or 4 years. So honestly, it's just the most authentic way for me, because you're not really just trying to hire just anybody off the fucking street, right? You gotta only imagine, he gave me a job, but that's because of my background, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I know the other guy he hired was because dad was a foreman, and he just so happened to be a customer of one of the managers in the office. And then he said that, yeah, my son applied, and then that's how he got the job for that, right? Everyone in that office got hired because of relationship. Like, it wasn't just an off the street hire, So I mean, see that way. If you live a lifestyle like that, in your head is going to always be a small town, because that's just how you grew up in a small town. It's not like, it's not how you see it, in a sense that, okay, people will say, oh, that's the American way. I'll be honest with you, that's just the most authentic way of looking at life. I'm not even going to fucking lie to your ass. That's just the most authentic way of living life. Because there's very few people that's going to hire somebody off the street. When in their right mind is going to do that, right? I might do it, they might not, but someone's going to have to be held accountable for that hire. That's just a more authentic way of lifestyle to me. Because, like, you don't really trust that many people. And this is a different way of life that and like I said, I come from a small business, in a small business accounting firm, founding my own small business accounting firm and running a CPA firm. And a lot of small business owners have that same mentality, right? I mean, don't want to, same thing with Graybar in Abilene, Texas. Electricians, the lighting companies, the contractors. I mean, people all know each other. They don't have a fucking new goddamn. There is no. I might be able to new business here and there. I know they have another supply company right down the street called Elliott Supply, and that's Abilene raised. Is Fortune 500. It doesn't have a Fortune 500 brand. Like, Graybar is a Fortune 500 brand. I mean, company. There's a lot of Graybars around the country, right? There's a Graybar in Dallas, which is our regional hub. There's a Graybar in Jacksonville, Florida. There's a Graybar in Houston, Texas. There's a Graybar in New York. There's a Graybar in Diamond Bar, California. There's Graybars in Seattle. It's a company. It's just, they have all over the country, man. And then there's but like I'm saying, there's the competitor Elliott Supply. Elliott Supply is just the Abilene raised off wholesale distributor that pretty much does something similar, but and that's right down the street. So I don't really know who gets more business, but what I do know is that there's employees that work at Graybar and they worked at Elliott, right? I mean, it's just like, I think a guy who runs Elliott was a sales representative at Graybar for like 20 fucking years. And I mean, they each other. And what can I say? And I think another wholesale distributor that's about to come out here. It's about to be another wholesale distributor. I'm not sure who that's going to. I'm not sure what company that is, but I think it's MacArthur or some. No, it's another in the same space. But and as for the contractors out here, you got Rosden, which Rosden is one of the big electric companies. Rosden is a pretty big electric contractor. That's a big national. That's an international firm, right? You got Rosden. You got that's one of the bigger ones, right? And then you got Buffalo IE, that's the Abilene contracting company. You got a few lighting companies. They just install lights, and that's pretty much about it. I mean, most of it is just supplying electrical contractors with supplies. Really about what it is. That's all it is. And then going through the logistics with that. I mean, at the end of the game, it's a relationship game. There's not much you can do, and get back on the side of that. I'm back on the accounting side of that. My boss, whatever. Not necessarily a boss. He's a good guy though. He's a good guy. I'm just like, he's a good guy. I just have my warped around the aspect of management, right? Even though he's a management, the guy is just like, he's a management, he's a different way he carries himself, right? He's very personable. And one thing that he told me was that when it comes to business, it's all about relationships in a sense. What I mean by that, and relationships take time. It takes a lot of time to grow a relationship. In 5, 10 years, 20 years, and stuff like that. That's not something that's just going to pop out of fucking nowhere. And relationships matter. It's not necessarily who you know, right? I mean, you can know all the people that you fucking want to know, but if you don't have the skill set to do anything, it doesn't fucking matter. And then I mean, it's very straightforward. I mean, obviously, the company, the whole goal is to sell as much shit to customers as possible. And a lot of the work is large-scale projects. But if you want to remodel a house, you can go in and buy product at the counter sales. That's just a bit. I mean, there's to it. When you get up and you do that and you repeat over and over again. And one thing that I learned about was, I think I didn't tell you this, but Sam told me, well, he didn't directly tell me this, I just overheard him saying this at a meeting, was that a lot of times it's all about relationships. At the end of the day, work hard and build relationships and be able to take criticism. Let me get to that.